Now, yesterday morning, I was watching the Tommy Robinson live stream on Rumble, and as soon as I saw the police were circling him, watching him inside that cafe, having his breakfast, etc., I knew they were going to arrest him. They were going to find some excuse to mob handedly arrest him and cart him off. So you can imagine my shock when they did. I mean, these people are so predictable, aren't they? Now, regardless of what you think of Tommy Robinson, how he goes about things, what he does, etc., do you believe he deserves all this attention and harassment from the police? I personally don't. So, anyway, yesterday there was a big march against anti Semitism in London and it passed off peacefully and quietly. There were no issues apart from this incident that the Met Police orchestrated. And the conduct of this march was in stark contrast to the Free Plasticine pro-Hamas marches we've seen in London in recent weeks. And so compare Tommy Robinson's arrest by the Met Police to the Met Police's behaviour and their attitude towards people who took part in the Free Plasticine pro-Hamas marches. And I accept it's not all of them, but there were enough of them that caused problems. For example, chanting genocidal songs against the Israelis, walking around waving Hamas and ISIS terrorist banners, having the ISIS and Hamas headbands on their heads, and holding along racist plaques. And the Met Police did absolutely nothing. And even during Pride marches and the notorious Notting Hill Carnival, the police were being manhandled and gyrated against, and they didn't even flutter an eyelid. And yet Tommy Robinson and his cameraman turn up there in his role as an independent journalist to report on what's happening, and they are on him like flies on a freshly laid dog turd. And I'm not comparing Tommy Robinson to a dog turd here, but you understand the context. Now, they arrested him for allegedly causing alarm and distress. To whom? We don't know. Well, we do know, don't we? He always causes alarm and distress to the wokey-cokies, who all seem to have a meltdown every time they see him or hear his name mentioned. And they also nicked him for refusing to comply with a dispersal order. Now, why did the police have a dispersal order during this event, but not any of the Free Plasticine pro-Hamas marches? You tell me. Now, the entire incident was filmed and the footage is all over social media. It's trending heavily on X, formerly Twitter, and you can see for yourselves Tommy Robinson doesn't harass or cause alarm or distress to anyone. In fact, he has a Jew on there in the cafe or restaurant, wherever he's filming, and he says, "You're not causing me alarm or distress." There are even people who are members of the safety staff having their photos taken with him, and they seem happy enough with that, and he's not going around shouting anything or hitting anyone. In fact, Tommy Robinson is a huge supporter of the Jews and Israel. So why the official organisers of this march chose to ban him is beyond me. And there were Israelis as well on social media whooping with joy with the fact that he got removed and was arrested. And what's that all about? These people need all the support they can get. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the Met Police, they interrupted Tommy Robinson having his breakfast, telling him to leave London and not attend the march. Otherwise, he would get arrested. And what they then did was rather shady. They tried to goad him into giving his home address in front of cameras. Now, that would have put his now ex-wife and kids in danger. And I suspect the people behind this horrible tactic was none other than the woke Met Police Commissioner himself and the London Mayor Sadiq Khan. Now, what this proves to me is that Tommy Robinson is still a huge bogeyman to the left ever since he was reinstated on X, formerly Twitter, and they have been desperately out to get him ever since and silence him. Hope Not Hate have helped to reignite a charge against him of allegedly failing to comply with a court injunction regarding his documentary Silenced. And his book about it I am currently reading, and it's one of those books you just can't put down, so I recommend it. And what surprises me is that Tommy Robinson didn't spend the evening in the cells, and they kept him in order to have it tie in with this alleged breach of a court injunction, and do what they did the last time, have him up in front of a judge really quickly, and then jail him for the 2 years which they say he is owed. Now, if anyone has proven to me that once the establishment or the system is out to get you, they will get you. They will do anything to silence you, lock you up, ruin your life, and they will bend the rules and adjust the law in order to make it happen. And as for the Met Police, this is yet another example of their two-tier policing policy, where the free plasticine and pro-Hamas lot can walk around with knives and terrorist memorabilia, and the Met Police won't touch them and treat them with pleases and thank yous. And yet all Tommy Robinson had was a camera and a Starbucks, and they just wiped the floor with him, didn't they? They even pepper sprayed the guy. I mean, my God, you see the size of him. Tommy Robinson is tiny. He is a small-statured man, but a big man in many other ways. And yet you'd think the police were dealing with Charles Bronson, wouldn't you? And there we go. That's my video. I hope you like. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And if you haven't yet, then please consider subscribing to my channel and sharing my stuff everywhere. That really helps to beat the YouTube algorithm. And that is that. So until the next time, have a great Monday, have a great week, whatever you're doing. Stay safe, and Roger Trout.